It is an amazing day for Yu-Gi-Oh! As we get to watch a test game between Spyral Magician and Elemental Hero post Legendary Hero Magical Duelist. Hero is going to start off by activating Double Emergency Call, adding Elemental Hero Stratos and that Elemental Hero Solid Soldier from the deck to the hand. This is pretty much the standard combo, Hero not going out of the ordinary because the hand isn't that great. It still will show how powerful the deck can be, being able to make some pretty cool combos even with the new cards. Elemental Hero Solid Soldier to that Stratos is going to fetch a Ferris, and then it's going to lead Destiny Hero Militias being discarded to be able to put a Vision Hero Increase in the Spell and Trap card zone. Now, as you guys should already know, the normal sequence Increase is going to summon itself using its effect to be able to special summon a Vision Hero Vion from the deck to the side of the field, and now Vion can trigger its effect. One of the biggest winners from the new legendary set is Vision Hero Vion, because you can send to the graveyard monsters like Elemental Hero Shadow Mist and gain its effect. In this situation, Heroes decided not to, or you can send Destiny Hero Militias, or even the new Elemental Hero Liquid Soldier. That will all be amazing, as Miracle Fusion will be able to banish to gain your Liquid Soldier's effect. You can either gain Shadow Mist, or you can special summon it to your side of the field. And even with Malicious, it just extends combos. Destiny Hero Malicious is going to banish itself to summon another copy, and those two monsters, the Vision Hero Increase and the Malicious, are going to summon Extra Hero Cross Crusader, being able to bring back the Malicious and tribute it off for its effect to gain another Surge of a Hero. Now, in this particular situation, Hero is going to have Elemental Hero Honest Neos, which is the old line of thinking for Elemental Heroes. You can actually add Liquid Soldier, and when you do fuse your Elemental Hero Solid Soldier and your Liquid Soldier from your hand and field, you can gain both of their effects. But this time it looks like Hero is going to opt to fuse both the Solid Soldier and the Stratos to make Sunriser. Sunriser is going to trigger to be able to add a Miracle Fusion from the deck to the hand, and Solid Soldier is going to bring back that Elemental Hero Shadow Mist. Now, Shadow Mist does trigger her effect. You'll add a Mage Change from the deck to the hand, which is just giving the deck another avenue. During the next turn, Miracle Fusion can banish more cards to make an even bigger play. Fortunately for, or I guess kind of unfortunate for Heroes as well, and fortunate for Spyral Magician, there's not really a great target to use the Miracle Fusion for, so it looks like they're going to hold off on that and wait till the next turn. Still, being able to make a Dark Law as well as have a board and pretty much two cards, no real other additional cards other than Malicious used in this combo, Heroes did a really good job of making a not so great hand into a pretty respectable board. I can't even complain. So it looks like Hero is definitely thinking about its next upcoming options. The set Mash Change would be the only thing that I can think in my head would be worth doing it. And in this particular situation, shotgunning Masked Hero Dark Law as opposed to waiting for your opponent to activate a card would be best, because we already know Magician Souls needs to send a monster to the graveyard to be able to special summon itself. So it won't be able to send that Spyral Master Plan, which is what Spyral really wants to do. So summoning Dark Law immediately is like probably the go-to plan. So Heroes are definitely thinking about their next move. They're going to set two cards face down, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be the end of their turn. Spyral is going to have to deal with a pretty interesting board. None of these monsters don't really do much. The Vision Hero, the Elemental Hero Sunriser, and the Vision Hero Vion, as well as the Cross Crusader, but that Dark Law is pretty menacing, and we already know Heroes still have additional cards in hand. So if Spyral can deal with this board, they might be in a pretty bad situation. As you guys can now see, Elemental Hero Liquid Soldier is going to be added from the deck to the hand. They're going to be able to pop off with some more plays. It looks like best case scenario. Spyral is going to respond by activating Instant Fusion to special summon Thousand Eyes Restrict to the side of the field. That's going to be able to get over that Masked Hero Dark Law, targeting the Dark Law with Restrict's effect. Hero actually has the response in the second Mash Change, turning the first Dark Law into the second Dark Law, making Thousand Eyes Restrict quote-unquote miss its target. So now Dark Law is still going to be a huge problem for Spyral. They need to have certain cards into the graveyard to be able to play. Spyral is now going to respond by normal summoning Spyral Tough, declaring spell against the Elemental Hero deck. I think is the correct call. Heroes do tend to play more spells or monsters, but an Infinite Impermanence is going to be the top deck card revealed. And that's going to be a no-go. Spyral Tough won't be able to break that Dark Claw off the field. So it looks like Tough and Thousand Eyes Restrict are going to be banished to make a Nightmare Cerberus, which discard card is going to be banished as well, all to get rid of this Master Hero Dark Claw. I'm not 100% sure if what heroes had in their particular hand, but I feel if they could have gotten to a Destiny Hero Plasma, Spyral probably wouldn't have won this game because those monster effects just wouldn't have been able to be activated. Magician Souls is now going to find itself on the side of the field, sending Spyral Master Plan to the graveyard, and now you guys get to see how powerful Spyral can be. Magician Souls is just a whole nother card for this particular deck, and with this build, we decided not to take the Nightmare approach, the Orchest approach. We wanted this deck to be pure. As you can see, Magician Souls is going to activate its effect, sending the Spyral Mission Assault to the graveyard to be able to draw an additional card. And now Spyral are still in a tough situation. They're going to need to be able to break the rest of the opponent's board and then hope for the best during Hero's turn, because Heroes have a lot of resources in their hand. Using the Nightmare Cerberus and the Magician Soul for a Link summon, one can imagine maybe a Nightmare Unicorn to be able to bounce the Elemental Hero Sunriser. But I really wouldn't see another situation. Nightmare Phoenix is not needed. There is no back row for Hero's side. But no, it looks like we're going to be summoning a Barricade board blocker for Spyral's side of the field. And Spyral is, I don't think there's going to be a use of the Barricade board blocker, but it looks like the World Legacy Succession, so it was mandatory. Needed to have that Link arrow down to bring out that Spyral Master Plan. Now she can activate her effect. She's going to add Spyral Mission Rescue from the deck to the hand. And now it looks like Spyrals are in a really good spot. Having that free spot summon an Assault to the graveyard, as well as that Spyral Master Plan, which will be able to fetch not only a Spyral monster, but Resort. The deck is in good situations. And now, knowing the top card of the deck, it looks like Spyral Super Agent is going to be spell summoned. Again, no spell and trap cards for Spyral to destroy, but it's okay. That's 2 Spyral monsters to the side of the field. It's amazing how Spyral is actually able to summon a plethora of monsters, even against a pretty decent board in Hero. Using both the Spyral Master Plan and the Spyral Super Agent, you're going to go ahead and make Spyral double Helix. Now, Helix doesn't even need the Spyral Quick Drones or the Spyral Gear Drones to know the top card of the deck. It's already been tried and true through Spyral Tough and Super Agent. Of course, the Master Plan is going to trigger her effect. Spyral Resort and another Spyral Monster are going to be added from the deck to the hand. We see an Assault in graveyard, so Spyral Quick Fix might be the card, and it is. Spyral is pretty crazy, guys. I just have to say, maybe Hero would have been better off getting the Plasma instead of that Vision Hero Vion, or I'm sorry, the Elemental Hero Honest Neos, but that's pretty standard to get that Honest Neos sometimes. A lot of times you can get an additional search, but it felt like Hero, I don't want to say misplayed. Of course, it's a test game, so you really can't say it's a misplay. It's you know, just figuring out both of these decks post-Magical Hero, but that Dark Law Destiny Hero Plasma might have been a deciding factor, as Quick Fix is going to be spell summoned through Spyral Mission Assault. That's going to add the Spyral Gear Big Red, and now Spyral is on a roll. Spyral Gear Big Red will allow that Master Plan to come back to the side of the field, but what's most important about Spyral is having a monster that is Spyral Super Agent, having Quick Fix continuously put in your graveyard, as well as Master Plan. That means this deck will be able to loop so many different situations into their favor, using Barricade Board Blocker, Spyral Master Plan, and the Quick Fix for a Link for an Apollosa the Bow Goddess. If Heroes had the Nibiru, I mean, well, now's not the time to be able to do that, and monster effects will now be negated, so there is no need to fear the Honest Neos. Special summoning that Quick Fix back to the side of the field, discarding Spyral Mission Assault. It looks like Spyral is trying to surmount a board that will be really good. I think that Spyral actually has a good chance at going second and breaking boards, as you guys can see, but going first, it makes some pretty scary boards itself, as you guys will see later in the video. Oh, it feels good to be back. Using Spyral Gear Big Red to be able to special summon a Spyral monster from the graveyard, that's going to bring maybe Master Plan. Super Agent would be unnecessary unless Spyrals were planning on getting rid of the double Helix immediately, and Quick Fix was special summoned via its effect. At least we can assume, or maybe it wasn't. But regardless, if Quick Fix was special summoned via its effect, it would be a problem, as obviously it would be banished when it leaves the field. So maybe the big red is being activated to special summon a certain monster. Personally, I think the Magician Souls, if it were a Spyral monster, that would have just been enough. It would have been busted enough, bringing it back and making that Link one get some more resources and whatnot. But ultimately, it looks like Spyral is in a really good situation to break this board. Sunriser is the only problematic card. So yeah, Spyral Master Plan is going to be summoned to the side of the field. And now Master Plan's effect will activate to add another Spyral mission card from the deck to the hand. The crazy thing about Spyral Master Plan is that it is not once per turn. That is, I don't know, that's bananas. Like, if there were ever erratas that actually came around instead of the Forbidden list, they just like fix certain card effects, I strongly feel that Spyral Master Plan would have to have a rework of sorts. Maybe double hard once per turns on its effect, and then both maybe Quick Fix and Gear Drones can come back, because Master Plan would just be a hard once per turn. Let me know what you guys think about that. I personally think that instead of banning cards should just be errata, but some people feel that it changes the course of the game. Again, that can be for a whole entire different video. So the situation right now is using Master Plan and the Spyral Helix for a Link summon. Not ready to get rid of that Quick Fix just yet. Spyral is going to make that Nightmare Unicorn. Unicorn's effect will be able to discard another mission rescue to the graveyard to be able to bounce a card, which is going to be the Sunriser, back into the extra deck. The bad thing about that is that, heroes have another monster to be able to summon with ease. The good thing is that typically hero decks only play one Miracle Fusion, so you don't really have to worry about that again. I strongly feel if heroes had a different sequence, being able to get the Liquid Soldier to the graveyard would have been like their go-to thing, but unfortunately, we'll probably be able to show you guys some different combos with the particular deck. So Spyral definitely thinking about its next move. It looks like that Spyral Resort is going to come out. Spyral Sleeper is going to be added from the deck to the hand, and that Quick Fix is still fixated on not going to the graveyard. I have a strong feeling that it was actually just special summoned by the effect of Assault, and it's just, it is what it is. 3 Spyral cards being banished for the summon of Spyral Sleeper. And this actually looks like game. Whoa, timeout. This could be game. Spyral Sleeper is going to target itself, destroy itself, to destroy Hero's last 2 monsters, as it seems. And if that happens, then Hero is wide open for attack with double Spyral Mission Rescue in the graveyard. So Sleeper is going to use this effect, destroy both the Cross Crusader and the Vision Hero Vion. All of those monsters are going to attack, and just to make sure, that Spyral Mission Rescue is going to summon that Master Plan for game. Whoa! Ladies and gentlemen, Spyral is a different type of animal. This deck can swing for game and break certain boards. Master Hero Darklaw, not a problem. You're going to need a little bit more than that to be able to tame Spyral. Hero losing game 1. They're going to go ahead and go first yet again. Really excited to see what the deck can do. To be honest, the new 2 monsters, they don't do much, but they do everything. It's kind of hard to explain. Like, it doesn't really change a lot of sequences. It changes some really, it makes some OP boards. Like, for example, if you have Shadow Mist in your hand, it makes Liquid Soldier a good card to send to the graveyard and stuff like that. So yeah, it does make things different. But as you guys can see, Visionary Ferris to discard that Malicious that was added from the Shadow, or the Ferris that was added from the Shadow Mist to special summon to increase effect to special summon to Vion. And here is the problem: Vion won't be able to send to the graveyard because it's already done it. But the effect of Visionary Vion will be able to banish to add that polymerization. Now, here is a tricky part with Elemental Hero Sunriser. There's no monsters with different attributes on the field. All 3 monsters are dark, and it looks like the deck is going to be going towards a dark route, as, the Militia is going to be summoned for Cross Crusader. Cross Crusader's effect to special summon at Malicious and search again. The deck is kind of bland. Here's where I personally feel that obviously Destiny Hero Plasma Heroes learning from that, like, hey, okay, Spyral, you did a really good job at handling, just a Dark Law, thinking that that would be enough. This time around, what can you do against a Destiny Hero Plasma and possibly some other sequences that could just ruin your day? So that Destiny Hero Plasma is going to be added from the deck to the hand. We're not going to go into a Liquid Soldier to be able to fuse with the Vion to make your Sunriser and possibly a Absolute Zero, because that's still very much in the possibility, but or that was very much in the possibility, but obviously, as you can see, a different route is going to happen. Looks like Malicious and 2 Vions are going to be treated for the Summon of Destiny Hero Plasma. 2 cards set face down, and that's pretty much it for Hero. It's going to pass it right back to the Spyral, and Spyral's going to have to break this board with the Shotgun Dark Wall to the side of the field and the Destiny Hero Plasma. It's going to be pretty hard for Spyral to be able to break this board using monster effects to get over the Dark Law, but they're negated through the effects of Plasma. So Instant Fusion is going to be activated. That's going to special summon Thousand Eyes Restrict to the side of the field. Not really much that can happen right there. And then Spyral's Super Agent is going to be summoned. If that monster can be summoned, Master Hero Plasma can be special summoned. Spell is going to be declared, so that Spyral Super Agent is going to hit the field. So this could be an opportunity for Spyrals to get back into the game. Spyral Super Agent crashing into Destiny Hero Plasma, and then 1000 Eyes Restrict. But no, it looks like they're going to go ahead and scoop. If I remember correctly, Heroes did tell Spyral that there was an Elemental Hero Honest Neos in hand, so there was just no way that Spyral was going to be able to break that board. But other than that, that Spyral Super Agent could crash into that Plasma, be all sorts of problems, and still be able to pop off. This time around, Spyral is going to be going first. And now I really have to say Spyral has potential to be a tier 1 deck. If you guys have always said, or you've probably heard me saying that there's no reason to play any other combo negation deck other than Pendulum, it is hands down the best combo negation deck. Well, Spyral would like to have a word for you. As you guys can see, Whereof Thou does find the Magician's Souls, and Magician's Souls is going to send that Spyral Master Plan to the graveyard. Master Plan is just going to be phenomenal for this deck. It is the heart and soul. Spyral Gear Big Red being able to special summon said Master Plan, and that's going to add a Spyral Mission Rescue from the deck to the hand. Now, both the Magician Souls is going to use this effect. Here's an interesting interaction. Magician Souls can send Spyral Gear Big Red to the graveyard to be able to draw additional cards, of course, and Spyral Big Red doesn't have anything to do. Like, once Spyral Big Red leaves the field, the monster still stays on the field. It doesn't have that premature like effect, meaning that if the monster, it goes to the graveyard, the monster goes to the graveyard. So that's like a pretty interesting fact for you up and coming Spyral players, that Big Red doesn't really care after it special summons the monster. I guess it just prevents it from being destroyed by battle. Both the Quick Fix and the Master Plan are going to be used for a link summon into Spyral Double Helix, triggering the effect of Spyral Master Plan. Now, of course, Master Plan is going to add that Spyral Resort, as well as being able to add a new Spyral monster. And this is actually what I love about Spyro decks. One of the best cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now is Infinite Impermanence. A little bit of a spoiler, Hero does have it. Unfortunately, it's not right here. If you do have Infinite Impermanence, you pretty much have to shotgun it on a Spyral Double Helix to prevent them from doing whatever they want. Because once that Spyral Resort gets activated, it's pretty much all over, because your Spyral monsters cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects. Using the effect of Quick Fix to special summon itself by discarding Spyral Mission Assault. Triggering the effect of QF to be able to add a Spyral Gear Drones from the deck to the hand. That's going to be pivotal to getting that monster to the side of the field to make sure Double Helix gets it correctly. Spyral Mission Assault is going to special summon Drones. Drones effect is going to look at the top 3 cards from Hero's deck. And now they'll be able to guess 100% correct what is the top card of the deck for Spyral Double Helix to be able to special summon from the deck to the side of the field. Helix declaring monster is going to be a Destiny Hero Celestial. So Spyral will be able to special summon that Master Plan back to the side of the field, gaining its effect to add another Spyral Mission card. Here's where the deck gets really tricky. Spyral is, it almost plays like if you were a Spyral player back in the day, then yeah, this is pretty close to what you're going to get to Spyral back in the day in present day, as you do a lot of interactions. I dislike how long it takes, no matter how fast you play with this deck, that it takes quite some time to set up your board, as both the Spyral Super Agent, Master Plan, and Double Helix are going to be used for Link Summon to Apollousa. If that Nibiru was in hand, it probably would have been activated a long time ago, but now the Apollousa is going to make sure cards like Ghost Ogre can't be activated. And now the drones and Quick Fix are going to be used for an Exceed summon into Lyralesque Recital Starling, detaching the Quick Fix, meaning it does go to graveyard since it was sent to the graveyard as material and not as a monster, to add DD Crow for the deck to the hand. Spyral having so many options right now. I think here's actually our first misplay that my beta testers caught out. Spyral Quick Fix is going to activate its effect, discarding Spyral Mission Assault to summon itself, but there is no Spyral Super Agent on field. That is, it could be an egregious misplay, but if you go through the graveyard, you'll be able to see it very shortly. There is a second copy or a first copy of Spyral Mission Assault, so it doesn't really change anything, except that the Spyral Double Helix should have been on field beforehand. So yeah, activate the effect of Marine Says Princess Spout. It's going to find a 1-for-1. And now the deck is just completely popping off. Again, that Spyral Quick Fix, it's one of those mistakes that you don't catch, but it's definitely one of those fixable mistakes, because there were already 2 Spyral missions in the graveyard. So using one to spell summon that Double Helix, which is going to happen right now, and then using the other to whatever, it doesn't matter from there. So yeah, one of those Spyral Mission Rescues is going to summon that Quick Fix, that Double Helix a little late. And then the second one is going to be used to spell summon the Master Plan. So as you guys can see, there were 2 Spyral Mission cards. I just don't want people down in the comment section saying, oh, you misplay, blah, blah, blah. Like, I mean, the people are going to do it anyways, because you guys are glue eaters, and apparently you guys don't listen to commentary. But anyways, Spyral Quick Fix is going to special summon itself by discarding the Spyral Mission Rescue to the graveyard. And now it looks like Master Plan, the Princess Sprite, and the Lyralesque are all going to be used for a Link Summon into Tri-Gate Wizard, Nightmare Unicorn. That's a weird Tri-Gate Wizard. Yeah, it's going to be Link Summon into Tri-Gate Wizard, hopefully setting up that little lock. Tri-Gate Wizard being able to negate a spell and trap card and banish it, or monster effect. Apollousa having 3 negates on it, and the Spyral Double Helix will later become pretty useful. Quick Fix finally finding its Spyral Utility Wire, Spyral Gear Utility Wire. That's going to be another disruption. We know a DD Crow is in hand. So yeah, it looks like Spyral is setting itself up for some really nice negates. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. So far there are, 3, 4. So far there are 5 negates from Spyral. Banishing the Spyral Mission Rescue to special summon the Master Plan again to the side of the field. You can trigger the effect of Master Plan to add another Spyral Mission Assault. I don't think that will be something that's needed in this particular situation. And now finally the Quick Fix is going to get banished to be able to special summon that Nightmare Phoenix, meaning that the monster's co-link cannot be destroyed in battle. So yes, it looks like a board is going to be made with, whoa, that Spyral Resort still is not activated. That is crazy. So Spyral Sleeper is going to be added from the deck to the hand. It's going to be special summoned to the side of the field by banishing the Master Plan, the Big Red, and another Spyral card in Super Agent. So there's 2 more disruptions for Helix. That's 5 disruptions with the Apollousa. Tri-Gate Wizard makes 6. The Utility Wire, it makes 7 with the Spyral Double Helix. 8 negations. The DD Crow is another disruption. Not a negation, a disruption. This deck is insane. Like, Spyrals are crazy good. And I know what you guys are thinking. You guys want to see deck profiles of both of these decks. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm going to put it on Patreon, but in order for you guys to see a deck profile, I need like 1,000 likes. Your boy has been too much work doing deck profiles and live duels and whatnot, and it's crazy how the return has been. These decks are hype. I really feel that they're tier 1. Heroes can definitely use a little more work, but Spyral seem to be ready to go. Even with the Forbidden List looming, we can only imagine that Orcust cards would be it. They wouldn't hit Spyral cards. So this deck could be a tier 1 deck in the future. Also giving you guys the heads up that this video is of course sponsored by Imperium Duelist. But if you guys want to use that code CaliEffect 10 off, you get 10% off your entire purchase. Yeah, that is a complete must board. That board was crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the CaliEffect. Really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to see more live duels like this video, share it with a friend, and I'll catch you on the next video.